Okay, so let's start with the review. Ruresh, did you put up number 1? Okay, so what did you do?
First of all, I took the -5 to the other side.
Yep.
Divided -5 by -5.
Right, negative 5x means negative 5 times x. So the operation right here is times. So when you move it over to the other side, you are dividing. So when you divide it by negative 5, you get x equals positive 4, right? And when I went around, I saw some people still making the mistake of dividing by positive 5. But remember, your operation, you already did the inverse. You already did the opposite from times to divide. So don't do double opposite, okay? Negative 20 divided by negative 5 gives you positive 4. So you get x equals 4. This second one, a lot of people had trouble with this. Okay, I will show you guys 2 ways to do this question. One the normal way and then the shortcut way. Okay, so I want to show you guys how to do it first. You don't have to write this one down because I want to teach you guys a shortcut. Whenever we see fractions, what do we want to do? Sam? You have to find the least common denominator and multiply by the numerator. Yes. Okay, so as Sam said, we want to find the lowest common denominator between negative 5 and 3. What is that? In this case, let's do negative 15. Okay, so if I multiply both sides by negative 15, I get negative 15 divided by negative 5, I get 3. 3 times 6x, I get 18x. And then negative 15 divided by 3 is negative 5. Negative 5 times negative 8, positive 40. Okay, so you see how that multiplying through by the lowest common denominator will give you, will get rid of the fractions in one step. Okay, so again, what did I do? Negative 5 and 3, lowest common denominator is 15. So negative 15 divided by negative 5 is 3. 3 times 6x, 18x. Negative 15 divided by 3 is negative 5. Negative 5 times negative 8 gives me 40. Okay, but there is a better way. There is an easier way. How many terms are here? 2. Whenever you just have one term equals another term, so like a fraction equals another fraction, you can do the trick of just doing cross multiplying. Okay. Cross multiply means multiply across like this. Yes. Okay. Let's see what you get when you cross multiply. What is 6x times 3? 18x. What is negative 5 times negative 8? 40. Much easier to, do you guys like this shortcut? This little trick? Okay. Much easier to understand. Why I did this is I wanted to show you guys why the cross multiplying method works. Okay. So instead of multiplying and then dividing, it's just the same as if you did cross multiply. But this only works if there's 2 terms only. So when you have a fraction equals another fraction. So cross multiply, you have this. So what's my last step here? Nicola? Move that 18 over by dividing. Okay, so x equals 40 over 18. Now I saw some of you wrote this as your final answer and you lost half a mark. Okay, right, good. Divided by 2. You can reduce this fraction. When you divide both top and bottom by 2, you get 20 over 9. Okay. Okay, number 3. Right, number 3. This, I think a lot of you guys got this one, so that's good. Move the letter term to the left, move the constant to the right. Okay. When you move that negative 2x over, it becomes, right, plus 2x. When you move this positive 8 over, it becomes negative 8. Right? So negative 6x plus 2x gives you negative 4x. If you need to, on the calculator, do negative 6 plus 2. You'll get the negative 4. Okay. Negative 10 minus 8. Negative 18. Not just 18, but negative 18. I owe you $10. Now I owe you another 8, so it's negative 18. I owe you 18 in total. Okay, again, last step. What's my last step here? Yep. What do I do with that negative 4? Divided by, not 2 yet, but, yeah. Yes. Okay. So then, and then this is what I saw as well. When I went around, I saw a lot of you guys put decimals. Remember, no decimal. So just reduce it. 18 and 4, they're both even numbers. Whenever it's even number, I know I can divide by 2. So I get 9 over 2. That's my answer. Negative divide negative is a positive. Okay. So number 4. Okay, I see fractions again. Can I do my trick? Can I do my shortcut? Sam? Okay, but that's a lot of steps. Like that's like 3 steps later. So can we do this cross multiply method here? No, because I have 1 term, 2 term, 3 terms. So I can't. So what do? I do the other shortcut, is multiply through. Multiply through by the lowest common denominator. Okay, so what's my LCD here? 6, right? Between 2 and 3, I multiply this by 6, I multiply this by 6, I multiply this term by 6, all 3 terms. Okay. 6 divided by 2, 3. 3 times 3, 9. So 9 bracket x minus 8, because I haven't done anything with the bracket, so I'm just going to copy it straight now. All right, 6 times 6x, 36x. 6 divided by 3, 6 divided by 3, 2. 2 times negative 2, negative 4. Right. Okay, so you see how 1 step and no more fractions. Okay. So again, 6 divided by 2 is 3. 3 times 3 is 9. So I have 9 times this bracket. 6 times 6x is 36x. And then you can think of it both ways. You can do 6 divided by 3 times 2, or 2 times 6 divided by 3. You'll get 4. Right? So make sure you just times and divide, you'll get that 4. So 1 step, 1 little trick, no more fractions. Okay? Now I can distribute. I can get rid of the bracket, okay, by multiplying. So 9x minus 72 equals 36x minus 4. Okay, so now this is just like example 3. Move the 36x over, becomes minus 36x. Move that negative 72 over, it becomes plus 72. Okay. 9 minus 36. 9 minus 36. Yep, because the 36, when you move it over, it becomes minus. Negative 27. Okay, and then negative 4 plus 72? 68. Right. Okay. Notice my last step is always divide. Yeah, that's when you do algebra, that's the last step. Divided by negative 27. So x equals, final answer, 68 over negative 27. Okay, I cannot reduce this anymore. Nothing goes into both, so I just leave that as my answer. Okay, on the test, this will be the hardest question that you'll see. So if you can do this, you're in good shape. If you cannot do it now, you have a few days to try. Okay. And then the last question. Let's take up this last one. Okay. So the question was solve for y. What does that mean? What does solve for y mean? Isolate y. So put only y equal. So at the end, my final answer should be just y equal something. Okay, that's what I want. All right, so if I want y by itself at the end, that means I have to move some stuff over. What should I move to the other side? Sam? And right. Okay. So after I move those, what's left on the left side? Sorry? Just 6y? Negative 6y. I saw that mistake for so many of you. Negative 6y is left on the left side. Okay. And then I get negative 8x minus 12. Right? Yeah, Sam. By negative 6. So that's why when I went over, I said, you have a silly mistake here, you have a silly mistake here, because a lot of people left out that negative. So when they divided, they only divided by 6. Okay? So y, so let me rewrite this. Okay? Negative 8 over negative 6x minus 12 over negative 6, right? Because when I divide by negative 6, it's like dividing each term by negative 6. Okay, why did I separate it? Because I can see I can reduce it. What's negative 8 divided by negative 8 divided by negative 3? I can reduce it down to, first one, what can I reduce this to? Right, 4 over 3. And what's negative 12 divided by negative 6? 2. That's right. That's my answer. Okay. This leads us into chapter 5, y equals mx plus b. But that's chapter 5. We'll worry about that next week. Okay. So these ones right here, these 5 questions are probable questions that you can see on Monday. If you feel that you're struggling with these 5 right now, it's okay. We have a few days. We have today as review. We have tomorrow as review. And then you have the weekend to practice before the test. Okay? So in your package, I have the review questions, page 33. Okay, so work on page 33 in your package. Answers are on Brightspace. So I didn't photocopy out all those answer pages, but if you check on Brightspace, the file has answers in the last few pages.